So we are looking at a trading journal from one of our users, and he asked us to analyze his data and his trading behavior to see what we can find and help him move forward. So at first glance, you can see very nice performance, 26% return over 159 trades. The profit factor 2.09 is actually really amazing, world class. And this suggests that at this point in this trader's journey, it's not about finding any big changes, or it's not about making any big changes. It's really about incremental improvements, finding small tweaks here and there so that he can optimize his performance. So let's start at the trade management area first. I think it's always a good starting point. And what we can see here is that although the potential performance is above the actual performance, which would mean that he could potentially have made more money, and that's also what the data says. When we look here at this red line shows his actual effect of trade management decisions. So whenever the red line is going down, he is managing his trades in an inefficient way, which most of the time means closing winners too early and leaving profits on the table. But what we can see is that for the most part, the line is going sideways. Of course, there are a few dips here and there, but ever since this trade, probably trade like 36, 37, the line is mostly flat. So over the last 80 trades, the trader is not making any real trade management mistakes, and there's no big theme here for us to find. So at this point, I would say trade management is not something for this trader to worry about, and it's not something that needs to be changed. Moving on, let's go to our risk distribution to just check his position sizing. And we can also see that all of the data points are clustered around the center. You definitely always want to check to see is there any outliers on the left. This is not the case. An outlier on the left would mean that there are outsized losses. In this case, everything is clustered here around this center. So it seems like his average position size is somewhere between 0.25 and 0.5% per trade. Solid risk management. So again, nothing to change here. Let's move on. We often find things at the performance by time, especially when we go for hour of the day. And we can see that he does have quite a few trading hours active. We also see that in the last 4 hours of the day, he is not making any significant gains. It seems like the first hour of the day, and then here he seems to making his most amount of money. You could think about maybe further analyzing here the hours between 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. Why they are not performing as well, although especially here there are quite a lot of trades in this 6 p.m. window. We could analyze this deeper later to see why is the performance dropping off. Also, what's going on here midday. Does he have a very good start often in the day, and then he is having a little bit of too much confidence? That could be also a reason that we could analyze later. Why is the performance dropping off after 11 a.m. And why is there a peak here? It could be related to specific market opens. We will have to investigate this further, but this is something that we can keep in mind for now. We can also look at his setups. What are the strategies he's trading? And he has 5 different strategies. 3 of them are profitable. The 13 EMA and the FIB is quite profitable. He has a setup called X. Only 13 trades, which are 9 losses. So this doesn't seem to be working out. It's a loss of minus 1,787. So it does have quite a big impact on the performance of the trader. This is definitely something that we have to investigate here in this trading journal. The last thing that I want to analyze before we do any deeper dives is his trading behavior, because I noticed in the efficiency, you have an efficiency of 36%. It's not really that high. Typically, you want to see an efficiency at least above 50, but typically those types of traders with the really good performance typically are somewhere between 70 and 80. So let's find out why he is having such a low efficiency, which means why he is breaking his trading rules. For that, we go to the trade comments, and he told me that we have to change here to trade management to actually see his trading behavior and his trading mistakes. He has 126 trades where he's going with the plan, which is good. This is non-descriptive, so this is not a qualitative comment. And then here on the right side, we can see 7 error trades, 7 impulsive trades. So those seem to be an issue for the trader. I want to see what big of an impact this has for the trader. So what you can do is you open the advanced filters, and he said it is here. So we can see impulsive, error, and outside of plan. Those are his negative comments. And you can see he's losing quite a bit of money, 3.76%. Doesn't sound too bad at the moment, but let's see if we include this, and then we are only left with the good trades. You can see we're going to 29. The profit factor goes from 2.09 to 2.6. Massive improvement. So just a handful of trades, but they do make quite a big of a difference and quite a big of an impact here of the trader. So we want to analyze further those types of trades. What do they have in common? When do they occur? The first thing that I thought about was going back to the setups to see, does this turn around his X trades, and to see, and here you can see we have only 4 trades left that are following the rules. So we had 13 trades in the beginning total on the X setup, still underperforming, but only when he's following his trading plan, he is still not making money with the X setup. So quite an interesting finding, which could suggest that this setup is not making money. The expectancy is negative for this one. So you would have to dig deeper into take profit placement, exit strategies, reward to risk ratio. We could do that. I actually haven't done that. So let's get rid of the filters. Let's look only at the X setups. And what we could do is, for example, we could go to exit analysis. And unfortunately, here has only one trade for exit analysis with this trade tagged. So one big recommendation is to use that tool in Edgewonk and that feature so that he will get more data. This is especially a tool and a feature that advanced and already profitable traders will benefit from. It's actually quite simple to set this up. All you have to do is you open the trade, and then under advanced, you enter the highest and lowest price of the trade, and that will then activate his exit analysis graph. So unfortunately, we can't see a lot here, but looking at the whole data set, closing the filters, I want to look at how the price moves with regards to his take profit and his stop loss. So what we can do is only look at the winners first. What can we see here? The average updraw on the winners, 173%, which means that on average, his winning trades go 173% in his favor. So they are actually overshooting his take profit. And we can see there are quite a lot of trades where the green bar overshoots this horizontal green bar or line. The horizontal green line is the take profit. So there are quite a few instances where the trader could have made way more money. This could suggest that his current take profit strategy is a little bit too conservative. I would not recommend to just change his take profit right away, but instead go testing. You could use an alternative strategy for that and see what would the performance be if you go for a target that is 1.5, 1.25 times further away than his current take profit approach. That would be a significant boost to his performance. So that's definitely something that is a major finding here. As I said in the beginning, you don't want to make any drastic big changes because this trader is already profitable. So we're not looking for major changes here, but small testing here, small changes to the take profit approach to see, can we actually capture larger winners without really changing the other dynamics such as win rate or holding time too much for this trader, this is definitely something I would highly recommend for this trader. We could also go back to our times, because we said we want to analyze further what is going on here. Currently we have 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. as the big performers. Between 11 and 5 there's this gap. So let's only look at his good trades. So with the plan, very easy to do, and you can see that, yeah, the performance drops off after 11, and 5 is still the best performing hour of the day. 6 p.m. is also still good. Let's take a look at how many mistakes he's actually making in that time. So impulsive, error, and outside, those are these mistakes. And you can see 11 a.m. was his best hour of the day. And then when we look at only the mistakes, 12 is the worst. So what could be the case here is that the trader is having a very good start to the day. 11 a.m. he is starting fresh. He's making a lot of money, making a lot of good trades. We don't know obviously at this point, but overconfidence could be an issue, that then later the trader is being a little bit too cocky and jumping into trades without checking the plan or without following the plan and just breaking rules a little bit more. That could be here definitely something that could cause here this deterioration. 1 p.m. we have just 2 trades, 2 p.m. 2 trades, so that could be a reason. And while we're at this, one major thing that I noticed is that this trader doesn't have any written analysis. So in Edgewonk, when you pull up a trade, you can scroll down and you can leave notes here under each trade. Another thing that you can do is when you go to your diary, you can create sessions. So that could be a new report card at the end of the trading day, or if you only want to do it once a week, you could do that here. You add a new session. You said you want to do a weekly review, and you just capture your thoughts, your feelings, things that you noticed. And this is what we have seen in many reviews in the past, very beneficial. After a few months, when you can follow your thought process and you can see how did you think, what stood really out, maybe what was going on in your personal life, you can add a whole another level to your analysis here, to your trades. So that would be really helpful to see why is it that you are breaking your rules, what are the things that are going on, what are the thoughts that you have. So this is a major improvement, having sessions and also just capturing thoughts on individual trades here. It doesn't have to be long. Sometimes a sentence or two is enough, but over time you will see that this really pays off. Another small tip, nothing major, but when you go to trade comments, you can see here still using the predefined comments or categories, pre-trade, entry, trade management. Since you're using trade management as your mistakes, you could just click here and overwrite this and say those are trade mistakes. Just makes it a little bit clearer for future reviews, and also just brings a nice structure. You can just rename them. So that would be also a small tip. It's not going to change anything major, but just for clarity and cleanliness of your journal. Another thing that I noticed, what could be really helpful, is when we go to the chart lab and to custom statistics, he does have only 2, and time of entry is not really used. Sessions is not really that important because we are tracking times already in Edgewonk. What I am missing here a little bit is a strategy, or maybe 2 strategy specific custom stats. Those could be triggers, those could be signals, those could be market variables, but in the end, it will help you understand when your system performs best, what conditions favor or don't favor your system, and you can learn a lot about what are correlated positive and negative factors for your trading performance. So I would definitely do that. And then I think this trader would be on a very good track. Again, to summarize this, first of all, testing different target approaches, because there seems to be some potential here for the trader based on the exit analysis graph. Diving deeper into his mistakes, although there's a big caveat here. When we go to the reports and the calendar, what we can do, trade management, we only want to look at the quote bad trades. And you can see that there were quite a few bad trades in January, fewer in February, fewer in March, and then in April, not a lot. So it seems like either he's not tagging them anymore as consistently, or he is actually making fewer mistakes. So that could also be a good sign here that the trader is on top of things. The biggest improvement, I think, here would also be just the written analysis, just giving the trader some room for a mental, well, brain dump, you want to call it, just capturing thoughts, lessons, and findings. And then also having strategy-specific custom stats.